News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. As we close out 2019, the Starkville Police Department is ushering in a new era. On the front steps of SPD, Mark Ballard was sworn in as the next chief of police. He has been with the agency since 1996. Most recently, he served as Police Administrative Division Commander. Frank Nichols is retiring after 5 years of leading the department. Ballard says he wants to prepare the next generation of law enforcement to join SPD.
I think the number one priority is to grow and develop a very young police force in the right manner. That's why I touched on those points of leadership. I think that leadership, if they're good leaders, I think that's going to make my job a lot easier.
I feel confident, there's no doubt in my mind, that there's good leadership here at the Starkville Police Department. I've worked alongside Chief Ballard for the last at least 20 years. So I know the type of person he is, I know his expectations, and I know his ability to lead this department.
Nichols did his final radio call after the ceremony. Kevin Crook officially takes the oath of office as Monroe County Sheriff on Friday, but he's already on the job. Crook has been patrolling the county as Chief Deputy while working on his transition to the top job. Allie Martin has more.
It is a few days after Christmas and another round of meetings for Chief Deputy Kevin Crook and interim Monroe County Sheriff Curtis Knight.
It has been a successful, transition.
That transition began 4 months ago when Kevin Crook beat incumbent Cecil Cantrell in the sheriff's race. Since then, Knight, who was chief deputy, has served as interim sheriff. On Friday, when Kevin Crook takes the oath of office, Knight will resume his duties as chief deputy.
The only thing that change that's going to happen is the titles are going to swap. I mean, everything has gone that smooth. The employees, they stuck by, and like Kevin said, suffered through not knowing a lot of things. They continue to work hard, work for the people of Monroe County.
The sheriff-elect also serves as one of the pastors at Crossbound Church. Kevin Crook believes his role as a church leader will play a big part in his duties as sheriff and will also have a positive impact on the citizens in Monroe County.
The connection this is going to make between my position in the county and our church and what we want to do as a church as far as building some transitional housing for kind of halfway houses for people that are coming out of drug rehabs or coming out of prison and needing a place to stay and get their feet on the ground.
Crook and his team are within days of accomplishing a major goal, moving the Sheriff's Department dispatch from the Monroe County Detention Center to the 911 call center.
Well, before, just when a caller called in and talked to our dispatcher, we called the Sheriff's Department related to their dispatcher, then they told their officer. And then if the officer had a question, they would ask their dispatcher would ask ours. Now it'll be just a direct call from the caller to the deputy.
It's for the good of the county for sure.
The sheriff-elect says Monroe County will also rejoin the North Mississippi Narcotics Unit soon after he takes office. In Amory, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
Crook served with the Sheriff's Department previously and was also a Justice Court judge. In other news, a new year will bring a new commissioner for the Mississippi Department of Public Safety. Marshall Fisher announced today he is leaving the department on January 31st. Fisher says he is stepping away to pursue other opportunities. He was appointed to the position by Governor Phil Bryant in 2017. Before that, Fisher worked with the Drug Enforcement Administration in several different positions. Bond is set today for a man arrested in connection with a Louisville shooting. Louisville Police Chief Sean Holderness says bond for Rashaka Cobb is $500,000. Judge David Wilson set the bond this morning in Louisville Municipal Court. Cobb was arrested by Choctaw Tribal Police on a reservation in Winston County. 27-year-old Leandrew Hughes Jr. was found dead on December 23rd. Cobb was arrested about a week later. No details about the case have been released. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation is assisting in the case. A medical device helps identify the woman killed in a Monroe County house fire. Coroner Alan Gurley says 76-year-old Barbara Justice died inside the Hatley Detroit Road home. The blaze happened about 2 a.m. Monday. Gurley says a serial number on an implanted medical device was used to identify Justice. The autopsy is complete. However, Gurley says that the medical examiner is waiting on reports from Monroe County deputies and the state fire marshal before making a final determination on the cause of death. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. A Starkville man is killed in a one-vehicle accident in Oktibbeha County. The crash happened on Rock Hill Road near Waldrop Road about 10:15 last night. Oktibbeha County investigators say the car driven by 32-year-old Rashawn Randall went off the road and hit a tree. The coroner's office says Randall died at the scene. Fire coordinator Kirk Rosenhan says Bell Schoolhouse volunteer firefighters used the jaws of life to try and save Randall. Deputies are continuing to investigate the accident.
6:06 right now. The sky is clear. We can see the moon right there, and also Venus very bright to the bottom right of the moon on the western horizon this evening. Temperatures are cooling on down. 40 at the Air Force Base, 48 in Tupelo and Ackerman, 43 in Starkville, 41 in Winona. So lower 40s giving way to some mid and upper 30s later this evening. Somewhere in the mid 30s just in time for the new year around midnight. Bundle on up this evening. The wind is gradually relaxing here, but overnight lows should be in the lower 30s in most spots across our region as we close out the year. Or let's just say as we start the new year later on tonight, will be a new year and a new decade. 50s on Wednesday, low 60s Thursday and Friday. And we draw your attention to this heavy rain on Thursday. Several inches of rain, a flooding threat, just what we don't need. We'll talk about it, though, coming up.
All right, thanks, Keith. If you were affected by this year's tornado in Columbus, there's still time to get help. More than 100 people applied for assistance through the Community Recovery of Lowndes County organization after February's devastating twister. CRLC has been working to provide families with food, shelter, and home repairs. The deadline for federal assistance has passed, but Board President Nicole Clinkscale says CRLC is still providing some assistance.
That we're still taking in clients, so we don't want people to think that we're turning anybody away. I'm looking at blue tarps still around here, people that I don't think are on our rolls. So we want people to know that we're still here for people that have not gotten any assistance or that still need more assistance from us.
For more information on the Community Recovery of Lowndes County organization, visit our website, WCBI.com. For many people, the new year will bring a fresh new start. It's a new decade, and that's sure to bring some new opportunities. But for victims of that February tornado, 2020 will bring a different kind of new beginning. Our Cash Matlock joins us live in the studio with more on the story. Cash.
Well, Joey, a few families lost everything in that storm, and for the past several months, the community has been trying to recover, some of them starting from the ground up.
For most people, the time period between Christmas and New Year is spent with friends and family. The folks with the Mennonite Disaster Service, on the other hand, choose to spend this time helping their neighbors.
To serve man's needs, whatever their needs are, and love and care for them.
Glenn Mast says his organization is partnered with the United Methodist Committee on Relief to help get area tornado victims back on their feet.
It's all on volunteer basis. Some will work 1 week, some will work 2 weeks, and some will be back in February, some won't be back.
Corps Representative Anzette Smith Thomas says her organization is there for families in need from beginning to end.
We feel that when we restore homes and the physical structures, we also restore the lives of the people. So we are very thankful to be a part of the recovery effort.
Volunteers come from all walks of life.
This is where we transcend all differences, all barriers, and it's all about the quality of life for the people who are affected.
Thanks to these volunteer efforts, what was once a harsh reality for one local family has turned into the hope of a brighter tomorrow.
We actually got to sit with the family and be with them and present with them as that was taking place. And now that it's being rebuilt, it means that they get to have a new normal, that they get to have their home restored.
30 volunteers traveled from as far away as Pennsylvania to help build and repair homes.
Well, as you get ready to head out for the New Year's Eve festivities, have you thought about how you're going to get home? There's an app for that. We check it out when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. Well, retail has Black Friday, the NFL has the Super Bowl, but for rideshare services, this is the big night. Uber drivers in the area are cranking up to get people safely to and from their New Year's Eve festivities. Here in Columbus, there are about 7 Uber drivers. To request a ride, all you have to do is download the Uber app, select your pickup and drop-off locations, then Uber will notify you when your driver is near. Whether you take an Uber or a traditional taxi, it's much cheaper than a DUI.
Really, we're just on standby. You know, if they need us, they call us. We try to back up PD if they need us to. You know, instead of them going to jail, we'd rather get them home safely and then come back later and get your car.
Drivers say it's best to book your request in advance due to the high volume of business expected tonight. Well, we say weather is news sometimes, and it's definitely been a top story for many this year. We've seen multiple tornado outbreaks, record flooding, and impacts from tropical systems. Here's a look at our top 5 events. On April 18th, Mississippi saw its largest non-tropical tornado outbreak on modern record. 44 tornadoes were reported statewide, including those in Lowndes, Noxubee, and Winston counties. Just 5 days earlier, 9 tornadoes were reported in North Mississippi. 3 EF2s caused substantial damage. 1 person was killed in Hamilton, and several others were injured. Families living southwest of Starkville were also affected in late October. Tropical storm OLGA formed in the Gulf of Mexico. And you can see some of this damage left behind by the tornadoes that impacted our area. And I believe that's in Hamilton there. Now, as I said, in late October, Tropical Storm OLGA formed in the Gulf of Mexico. The storm raced inland in New Holga. Now, the strong winds blew down a tree, destroying several school buses. And in Tupelo, wind gusts were reported between 50 and 70 miles per hour. You can see that on our radar there of estimated wind speeds. Now, 1 person died when an EF3 tornado touched down February 23rd south in Columbus. You've seen the effects from Cash's story earlier in our newscast. 19 people were injured. The roof was ripped off of Hunt Intermediate School. We actually caught the tornado on our Skycam here in downtown Columbus. A church, homes, and several businesses had to rebuild. The year 2019 will go down as one of the wettest years on record, as well as being destructive. In February, more than a foot of rain fell, leading to widespread flooding in North Mississippi and along the Tombigbee River. Roads washed away and areas stayed underwater for days. The Tombigbee River crested at its 7th highest mark in recorded history here in Columbus. And Keith, as I said earlier, you've been busy over there in the weather
The
office.
hits just keep on coming there, and we've got that full report over at our website, WCBI.com, the full video there. And we have more rain coming, just what we do not need. Thursday and Friday, 2 to 5 inches of rain possible. Flooding is certainly possible. Rivers likely to rise yet again. We'll talk about it coming up next. You couldn't ask for a better day to send off 2019. Look at all that blue sky over downtown Tupelo with our Alpha Insurance camera. Folks gathering, getting ready for the festivities there at Fair Park tonight. There goes the sun. The next time we see the sun, it's going to be a new year and a new decade. And here's a live view in downtown Columbus. Yes, folks getting ready to revel here this evening just in time to say goodbye to 2019. And thankfully, the weather is all nice and quiet this evening. We'll zoom on out. You can see no clouds in the sky. We do have some higher clouds down to our southwest. Those will overspread our region tomorrow. We will stay dry, but tomorrow night into our Thursday, the wet weather is coming on back. Unfortunately, just what we do not need. So this evening, temperatures are in the 40s. We'll cool down into the lower 30s later tonight. Somewhere around the mid-30s by midnight and then into the lower 30s later on tonight. The wind is relaxing. Tomorrow, a sunny start. Yes, we're in the 30s at 8 o'clock. Noon, 52, 3 o'clock. Getting cloudier and cloudier in the afternoon, but our high somewhere in the mid to upper 50s and then some upper 40s tomorrow evening. Not as cold tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and a little bit warmer actually with the rain and the clouds around on Thursday and Friday. So some increasing cloud cover tomorrow. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s locally, 70s down there across deep South Florida. Some 60s in California tomorrow, 30s and 40s across the northern tier for our New Year's Day. You can see our rain chances, though, going on up as we get into Thursday. That rain opportunity 100%, a slam dunk for rain. And this is going to add up Thursday and Friday. We think there's going to be a swath somewhere between 2 to 5 inches, and it looks like the heaviest rain is going to be somewhere in our area. So some of you watching this broadcast may see up to 5 inches of rain between now and the end of this week, and then no doubt will cause some flooding and some other issues around here. So we'll have to watch it. But tonight we are clear. Tomorrow morning we are sunny when we start out the day. And you can see the clouds increasing during the day, becoming overcast tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. Here come the showers as we get going on Thursday. Some of this rain will be very heavy. We may see some rumbles of thunder or hear that thunder. We don't really anticipate a lot of active weather around here, aside from the heavy rain threat all day long Thursday. Some of those showers will linger into our Friday, and then we may see some raindrops, maybe even a few snowflakes in the region Saturday. Just very chilly. Temperatures still in the 40s there, so no winter weather issues. But a wet to start the new year. The sun returns Sunday and Monday.
We'll need it to dry out. 5 inches of rain.
Oh,
My
I tell you,
goodness.
some of us will get soaked, and we started last year off in a very wet start. And I think we're going to do it again this year. So we just can't buy a dry stretch here.
Yeah, we'll enjoy the dry weather when we can.
That's right.
All right, thanks, Keen. Well, Nashville may be the home of country music, but some fans left Music City singing the blues. Country, Courtney, that is, has a recap of last night's action when we come back.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
Sports coverage of the Music City Bowl is brought to you by OCH Regional Hospital and the Columbus Convention and Visitors Bureau.
There was so much excitement for Mississippi State after clinching its 6th win and earning a postseason appearance to the Music City Bowl. Fast forward to the Music City Bowl, the momentum that the Bulldogs may have had ending their regular season didn't stay with them too long. The Bulldogs started off hot, scoring 2 touchdowns by early in the second quarter. However, come halftime, the momentum switched to Louisville, the Cardinals coming out at the break and scoring 31 unanswered points. Mississippi State finishing with a 6-7 overall losing record. MSU head coach Joe Moorhead saying that's not how he planned to finish the 2019 season. However, although fans might put a lot of pressure on that 6-7 record, Moorhead says he tries not to look at it too much.
I mean, it's a barometer of what you've done for the season. I think there's context to everything. But certainly, finishing, with 6 wins and getting to a bowl and winning the Egg Bowl, you would love to finish this one off the right way and end the season with a winning record rather than a losing record.
Every team goes through adversity, and we were happy with the people who decided to come and play, and we just didn't come out with the win, so no excuses.
I mean, I think this senior class has done an excellent job. Our leaders have did an excellent job just keeping guys together. I mean, we've been through up and downs. I mean, guys being not being able to play in games, guys being able to just being hurt. I mean, I think we did an excellent job as seniors in upper class and just keeping guys prepared and keeping guys ready.
It's tough, man. It's tough because a lot of people on the outside don't really understand how much it takes. They don't understand how. And with that being said, it's difficult, but I mean we love what we do, and it's just a lot of emotion. I'm gonna miss this team.
Coach Moorhead finishes his 2nd season as head coach with 2 postseason appearances, however, also 2 postseason losses. Now going forward, Moorhead must think about his 6-7 losing season as he prepares for year number 3, as well as preparing some of his players to enter into the 2020 NFL Draft. Reporting in Nashville, Tennessee, Courtney Robb, WCBI Sports.
Tomorrow, overall a pretty nice day for us as we start out the new year, Joey, but get your umbrellas, galoshes, arcs ready Thursday.
Yeah.
7 more inches of rain here. We just can't buy a dry stretch here. Although September, remember we had no rain, and now it's all coming back.
It is. Even the fish will be tired of all that water.
I think they are. They want to go back into their little ponds.
Exactly. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Happy New Year.